Yeah, morning, Trace. After Monday's equity gains, we've seen a fairly downbeat session, but I think you have to go into the individual stock names to see where the movement's been taking place. I haven't really seen that too much at a headline level, but certainly if you go into banks, Charles Schwab's been heavily focused on. They're cutting jobs, they're issuing debt, the stock's down 11 days in a row. We're eyeing that 100-day moving average, and technically it looks like it has further downside to play through. No one's really buying this name at the moment. And if you go and extend that to sort of regional banks and have a look at the KRE ETF, we've seen that close down 2.9%. We took out Friday's low. We're eyeing that 100-day moving average again, and this feels like it potentially could squeeze down to $40 in the short term. On the retail side, Macy's has been heavily focused on. The stock's down nearly 14%. Their credit income was poor relative to expectations, down over 40%. But it was their guidance, I think, that the streets really feasted on. They've come out with sales, a Q3 sales guidance. It's expected to be down 7 to 9% when the street was looking for a contraction of 6.9%. And the stock's pretty ugly at the moment. It looked technically it's broken down. We're trading at the lowest level since 2021. So something to focus on there. And Nvidia is also getting a big workout from clients and the broader market. Certainly upside calls have been heavily bought going into earnings. Certainly a lot of interest into that 480, 500 strike. But the stock opened at 481.87, which is a new high. And then sellers came in and the stocks closed down nearly 3%. Obviously, all eyes in the session ahead where we do see them coming out with earnings after market. The market's looking for some big moves. The implied move is nearly 10%. Obviously, we know that it's really down to what the CEO says about their involvement in AI and other factors. But typically the stock does pretty well on earnings. Now at a headline level, if you have a look at the index, the S&P only closed down 0.3%. We saw similar moves playing through in the NASDAQ. You go into sectors, REITs did pretty well, utilities services did well in the S&P, and so defensive areas of the market outperforming, financials and energy under a bit of pressure. In fixed income, we've got twos up 4 basis points in treasuries, so closing at 503. And I think that's really where you've been focused on the back end, seeing some buyers with 30s down about 5 basis points. And I think really if you're looking at that move in twos, it supported the US dollar, which we've seen the dollar index push up to 103.60, and certainly euro dollar moving from around 109.30 down to 108.33. So that's where you've been, the dollar flows really. In EM, we've actually seen some buyers with South Africa, Brazil, Mexican peso doing quite well on the day, but really that euro being the weakest currency on the day and the dollar finding some love. We've got some flat moves playing through in commodity markets. Gold's pretty much unchanged. Crude's down about 0.5%. We've got some volatility in Natty though. We've got Nat gas down about 3%, although big moves playing through in European Nat gas. And copper up 1% as well. Now we are looking for Asia to open on a heavy tone as we look at PMI numbers coming from the UK, from the US, Australia, and also from Europe as well. So let's see what happens today.